Look, I just really want to encourage someone who is waiting to be married. You've been praying to God for a husband. I just want to tell you about my mother. I want to tell you about what I know is true and what I've seen with my own eyes. And I want you to know that it can happen. I don't want you to give up. My mother was single for 11 years. She had gotten divorced after 28 years. She was single for 11 years. And finally, she got sick of being single and she decided that she wanted to be married again. So, we all started praying to God for God to send her a husband. She had got to a point where she was tired of it. She was tired of being alone. And after 11 years, somebody asked her to go on a blind date with someone from New York. He was about to move to Atlanta, but he went to go meet my mother, and they met on a Friday. It was a blind date. By Sunday, my mother got up to preach, and he said while she was preaching, God said, "That's your wife." Well, on that Sunday, which was 2 days later, he asked her to marry her. They got married about 3 to 4 months later. They were very, very happy, and it was a miracle from God. You see, God brought them together. They were both ready. He had waited 5 years after his divorce. My mother was 11 years. And, the point at which she got tired, she was wanting to see somebody else. But that didn't work out because it wasn't God's plan. So she literally got rid of everything from the person that she thought was the one. And then God sent the one that was the right one. And I want to tell somebody, let go of what used to be. God is getting ready to bring who he wants you to have and wants you to be with. And I came to tell you, my mother almost gave up hope, but at the last minute, God sent somebody. And it wasn't how she thought it was going to be. It came through somebody at the church who knew somebody in New York. We were in Delaware, he was in New York. God can bring the person from anywhere. And I want to tell somebody, he can bring the person from anywhere. You do not know. You just need to be open to God. And they were all thinking about looks and how to, but it didn't matter. It mattered what God said. And let me tell you, when he was about to come, people literally started prophesying to my mother that your husband is on the way. And he was preparing for a wife. So I want to tell somebody, if God is putting it in your heart, God can bring it to pass. If you want love, I do not want you to give up. So many people are against marriage, and and I don't believe in that. I believe that what, after you kiss some toads, there's a prince on the way. And I'm telling you, God will send somebody who is for you. When God sent the man for my mother, he had her back. He loved her. He cared for her. And I'm telling you, it was a beautiful thing to see what God could bring to pass. So if you're over 50, if you are even in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and you're desiring marriage, you're desiring it to do it God's way, I'm telling you, God can do it. Hold on and be open to what and who God brings. They have to love God, and they're going to love you the way God loves his church. Be blessed.